Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code DTC P0970 indicates an issue with the automatic transmission system in the Honda CRV models from 2011 to 2016. This code specifically relates to the AT automatic transmission clutch pressure control solenoid valve C, signaling that there is an open or short circuit within its electrical system. The solenoid plays a crucial role in regulating the transmission fluid pressure to ensure smooth gear transitions. It's typically located on the transmission of the vehicle and is connected to the powertrain control module, PCM. The PCM is responsible for managing various functions within the vehicle, including the operation of the transmission solenoids. An open or short circuit can lead to transmission malfunctions, which could potentially affect vehicle performance and drivability. The error description for DTC P0970 centers around the AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve C, which is integral for managing clutch pressure in the vehicle's transmission system. This solenoid valve works in synergy with the PCM to control hydraulic fluid flow for optimal clutch engagement during gear shifts. Its location is typically within the transmission assembly, close to other solenoid valves and components. If there's a malfunction indicated by the DTC, it suggests there's an electrical circuit problem, implying that the issue is not mechanical, but rather relates to wiring, resistances, or grounds in the solenoid circuit. An open circuit refers to a break in the electrical path, while a short circuit involves an unintended path that compromises the circuit. Ignoring this issue could lead to reduced vehicle performance and transmission failure. Understanding the possible causes of DTC P0970 is essential for effective troubleshooting. An open circuit in the wiring leading to the AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve C may occur due to damaged insulation or broken wires. A short circuit to ground implies that the electrical connection has somehow been compromised, allowing currents to travel through unwarranted paths. Similarly, a faulty solenoid valve itself may contribute to this DTC, as internal issues within the valve can lead to erroneous pressure readings that the PCM detects as a fault. Lastly, poor connections or corrosion at terminals can also cause issues that interfere with the operation of the solenoid, leading to the DTC being triggered. Careful inspection of these elements will aid in accurate diagnosis. Identifying the symptoms associated with DTC P0970 can provide critical insights into the vehicle's condition. Drivers may experience transmission shifting issues, such as hesitation or jerking during gear changes, caused by improper clutch pressure. This can impact overall vehicle performance, leading to poor acceleration and reduced power output during driving. Additionally, the check engine light may illuminate on the dashboard, serving as an alert that prompts the need for diagnostic checks. These symptoms reinforce the urgency in troubleshooting the AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve C, facilitating prompt repairs. Neglecting these signs can lead to further complications within the transmission system, resulting in more extensive repairs and higher service costs. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P0970 is to verify the existence of the trouble code. Begin by turning the ignition switch to the on position, which powers up the vehicle's electronic systems. Next, clear the DTC using the HDS, Honda Diagnostic System, to reset the error codes recorded in the PCM. After clearing, start the engine and allow it to run for at least 1 second to enable the system to reevaluate its parameters. Once the wait is complete, use the HDS to check for any pending or confirmed DTCs. If DTC P0970 is confirmed again, it indicates that the issue persists and further steps need to be taken. If the DTC does not appear, further investigation is required, as this may suggest a transient fault. For troubleshooting step 2, the focus shifts to the operation of AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve C. Using the HDS, select the clutch pressure linear control solenoid valve C under the miscellaneous test menu. Once selected, the HDS will allow for real-time testing of the solenoid's functionality. After initiating the test, monitor the feedback provided by the HDS. If the HDS indicates that the solenoid operation is normal, this is a positive sign that the valve may be functioning correctly and that other factors may be causing the DTC. Conversely, if the HDS shows an abnormal response, further investigation into the solenoid and its wiring is warranted. Remember, a functional solenoid is crucial for proper clutch engagement during gear shifts. In step 3, verification of the OBD onboard diagnostics status takes precedence. From the clutch pressure control solenoid valve control menu, set the AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve C to a current value of 1.0A utilizing the HDS. This setting allows for a thorough inspection of the solenoid's performance under specific electrical conditions. After setting parameters, monitor the OBD status displayed on the HDS. If the status indicates a failed response, this confirms a recurring issue that requires immediate attention. However, if it states passed, it suggests potential intermittent failure, signaling the need to check connections and terminals between the solenoid and the PCM. Another response, not completed, indicates the need for retesting under the same test conditions. For step 4, begin by turning the ignition switch to the lock position to ensure the vehicle's electrical system is off. Next, proceed to disconnect the AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve C2P connector, which is crucial for safe measurements. With the connector removed, measure the internal resistance between the two test points using a multimeter. The expected resistance should range between 4.9 and 6.4 ohms. If the measurement falls within this range, the solenoid valve C is presumably functional, allowing progression to the next troubleshooting step. However, if the reading is outside of this specified range, it confirms that the solenoid valve is faulty, necessitating its replacement before proceeding with repair verification. Step 5 involves checking for continuity within the wiring associated with the PG2 line. As before, turn the ignition switch to the lock position and confirm that the AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve C2P connector remains disconnected. Using a multimeter, examine the continuity between the two designated test points for the PG2 wire. This wire serves as vital communication between the solenoid valve and the vehicle's ground. If continuity is confirmed, it signifies that the PG2 wiring is intact, and one can move on to the next troubleshooting step. However, if there is no continuity, it indicates an open circuit in the wiring, which needs to be repaired, particularly focusing on the connection between the solenoid and ground, G101. During troubleshooting step 6, the objective is to check for short circuits in the linear C+ line. Begin by turning the ignition switch to the lock position and utilizing the HDS to jump the SCS line, which stands for the simultaneous shorting line. This process allows for error-free testing of the connections. Next, disconnect the PCM connector B49P to isolate the circuit and examine the continuity between the AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve C2P connector number 2 and body ground. If continuity is found, this indicates that the linear C+ wire is shorted to ground, necessitating repairs. If there's no continuity, the next step will be to examine other components in this circuit further. The final troubleshooting step consists of an open wire check in the linear C+ line. Start by ensuring that both the AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve C 2P connector and PCM connector B 49P are disconnected to facilitate accurate measurements. Use a multimeter to check continuity between the designated test points of the linear C+ wire. If continuity tests positive, this signifies the wiring is intact, and one must consider updating the PCM with the latest software or substituting it with a known good PCM to validate repairs. Conversely, if continuity is absent, it confirms an open circuit in the linear C+ wire, requiring immediate attention to repair and ensure a reliable connection to the PCM. The final repair verification step is crucial to ensure that all previous troubleshooting efforts successfully resolve the issue. Start by carefully reconnecting all connectors associated with the AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve C and the PCM. With everything securely connected, turn the ignition switch to the on position again, restoring power. Using the HDS, clear any DTCs recorded in the system to reset the diagnostic codes. Once cleared, start the engine and wait a moment before checking the OBD status for P0970. If the HDS indicates a passed status, this indicates success in resolving the issue, marking the troubleshooting process as complete. If it shows failed or not completed, further investigation into connections and previous steps may be required to ensure consistent operation. Effective preventive maintenance can help mitigate issues represented by DTC P0970. First and foremost, it's important to regularly inspect the wiring and connectors related to the A/T clutch pressure control solenoid valve, C, for any signs of wear, damage, or corrosion. These routine checks can catch potential problems before they escalate into more significant failures. Additionally, ensure the integrity of solenoid connections by cleaning terminals and making sure they're seated properly. Regular software updates for the PCM should also be part of standard maintenance practices, as updated software can often resolve timing issues or bugs that may interfere with proper functionality. These proactive measures will go a long way in maintaining optimal performance from the vehicle's transmission system. In conclusion, addressing DTC P0970 promptly is crucial for maintaining optimal performance in the Honda CRV transmission. Identifying symptoms early, such as unanticipated gear shifts or poor acceleration, can help prevent more significant failures down the line. Conducting thorough diagnostics, as outlined through each troubleshooting step, will enable precise identification of issues related to the AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve, C. Lastly, implementing routine maintenance protocols can prevent recurrence, ensuring that the electrical systems and solenoid remain in good condition. By following these guidelines, you can promote a better driving experience while minimizing the risk of transmission-related problems in the future. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.